सहस्रार स्वामिनि मनमाता अगुट मन सुकृतं सहस्रार स्वामिनि मनमाता अगुट मन सुकृतं सप्त जन्मल पुण्यफलं सहजयोग प्राप्तं माता पलुकुलु ओलुकुनु वेदसारम् माता नामरसं माकु मधुरामृतं सहस्रार स्वामिनि मनमाता अगुट मन सुकृतं सहस्रार स्वामिनि मनमाता अगुट मन सुकृतं కరుణ ప్రేమలు మాతా నేత్ర కిరణములు అక్షయ క్షమా మాతా హృదయ భాండము
Mataji, you are welcome to our global morning meditation. Let us place our attention on our heart, left heart, so that our attention goes inside. Mataji, please come into my heart. Please let me feel your love into my heart. When our attention is inside, we also feel our Sahasrara, the top of our head. And we enjoy the peaceful state. Our attention goes to our Muladhara chakra, and the right hand is placed on the ground. Let us feel the purity in our Muladhara chakra. Mataji, please fully awaken Shri Ganesha in my Muladhara chakra. Please establish complete purity complete innocence and wisdom in my Muladhara chakra.
In progress.
Shrimata Mataji, please give me the power of surrender of Shri Ganesha. Shri Ganesha mantra. Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Ganesha Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let us place our right hand back on the lap and enjoy the purity and innocence spreading in our subtle system. We do not react. In this peaceful state, let us listen to the divine words of Shri Mataji in a Sahasrara Puja talk.
To celebrate Sahasrara Day. It was not very difficult for me to open the Sahasrara because there were so many seekers in this world. Because, of course, I studied also the permutations and combinations from which you all are, in a way, suffering. Also, the time had come. I felt horrible gurus who are really devils are trying to capture all the seekers. I thought it's high time that Sahasrara should be opened up. It was not like Christ's crucifixion by any chance. In those days, one had to do a lot of tapasya, and that's what he went through. But in these modern times, what you know, is much more important than what you do. It is such a universal awareness now, because of maybe medias, because of communications, because of traveling, that a human mind knows a lot. It knows so much sometimes that its brain cannot even bear it. It is so overloaded with ideas. And also, the human mind is all the time anxious to grasp, absorb, and retain whatever he thinks is knowledge. But he lacks discretion, so all kinds of things are accumulated in his brain in the modern times. Especially with the advent of all these media like television, computers, not a media, but it's quite a complicated brain again. The man had to know the technique of all these things very much. And this technique, if he understood, he could do many things, many more things than your forefathers could. Thus, materialism started taking its own development in the minds of people. So the curse of human beings at that time was materialism. When I felt that Sahasrara must be opened up. Before that, people were simple, innocent. They all believed in God. They never doubted. And they didn't even seek the truth. This materialism created such a competition among human beings, such hypocrisy, that people started finding out that this is not honest. Materialism is not joy-giving. You can't get peace out of materialism. Just it started developing into their awareness that this is not the end of our achievement. This is not what we have to know. This is not what is going to give us joy and peace. Especially after war, this awareness started growing very much among young people. This is also because now the human awareness had reached the state of the brain. That's how they started knowing better, absorbing better, and retaining better. You take a little child of today, he knows much better than you would have known when you were even 25 years of age. Because he's supposed to know about everything. And thus, there was no movement towards knowing what is the truth. But as this awareness grew more and more, lots of seekers were created on this earth. So many people who never knew they were seekers suddenly became seekers. It's an atmospheric effect, I should say. And thus a new category of people were born, became aware that they have to find out the truth. So it was all simultaneously according to the time that Sahasrara was to be opened up. And thus, this happened. For us Sahajogis, of course, Sahasrara is the biggest event. Or we should say, whatever work all the incarnations have done, all the seers and saints and prophets have done, this is the culminating point. They did it for individuals, but to do for masses, that it should go to every nook and corner of this world, is the ultimate end of all spiritual growth all over, in every religion, through every great incarnations and prophets. What they indicated about future, what they talked about, what you are to know yourself, that you have to find yourself, that you have to become a realized soul, that you should have Atma Sakshatkar, that you should be a Wali. All these indications, even the Buddhist know that Matraya has to come. Matraya. Ma is mother 3 times. Trigunatmika. Even the Greeks had Athena with 3 powers in her. So all of them have been predicting about this time. And that time came. And that's how I call it the blossom time and the fruits that are you people. So it is all so much. We can say in the cosmic cycle of different seasons, this beautiful time has come, and like the wheel of time has to turn and go further, Sahaja started. Of course, in a very small way, but has now grown so big all over the world. Here now, there's another thing that has happened, which is rather remarkable. That so far, people used to meditate alone, and maybe one of them might get realization. But there was no phenomena of amas realization, nor of amas meditation in those days. They all used to disappear into some nook and corner of a quiet place where they would sit down and meditate. But this amas realization, amas meditation, amas understanding and learning about your being was not even imagined by me, that it would go to such a limit, to such an extent, with leaps and bounds. This year especially, it has taken a very new dimension, I think, everywhere, and all that is negative is being exposed in most of the countries. So this is how, when the Sahasrara opened, the Kundalini started moving towards this divine power, getting connected with it, and was all the time flowing within you. When the Nirvikalpa state came. Now when it is coming through the Sahasrara, one has to know that the Sahasrara has to be clean. so that the flow of divine power is going, penetrating without any obstacle, without getting impure, without getting into any kind of problems. So to get to that level, to that state, all the Sahaja, I'm happy to know, are trying to work it out, their own individual meditations also, so that this growth should take place. Thus, you get enlightenment in a full way. But then one must ask why, for what? What's the purpose? What's the aim? The aim is, your aim is lost. You don't seek for aims at all anymore. This pandal was built with such great ability, for which we didn't pay anything. Everybody was working here day and night in the rainy season, and I was quite worried about them. I said, what's the matter? We are enjoying, mother, we are enjoying. I'm not enjoying. We are enjoying the rain, all right. We are enjoying the cold, all right. Enjoying everything, lifting all these heavy things, everything we are enjoying. I was quite surprised at them. Nobody had any complaints, but everybody was just on the warpath, building this tent for you. So what happens? Once your Sahasrara is clean, this flow of joy doesn't allow you even to think that you are exerting or you are working. Normally, if you tell somebody that this is to be erected, some would faint. And some would say, this will take at least 1 year. Then they'll start giving excuses. This pole is no good, that is no good, it won't stand that, there's nothing, there's nothing. Ultimately, you'll find nothing is done. It will lie like this for years together. You better get another person, you better go buy another one. Everything is postponed all the time and nothing is done. But here you don't feel you are doing anything. When you don't feel you are doing anything, how can you say then why? Because I'm not doing anything in any way. So I don't ask question why do I? In any case, I'm not doing anything. That is the state where you are working in the divine plan. You are doing a lot of work, but nobody feels they are doing anything. They all think we are absolutely just enjoying ourselves, doing nothing. This kind of a state is the blessing of Sahasrara. Because only in your brain you think all these things, labor-saving devices. I mean, you tell anybody, you go and telephone to this person. Immediately, if it's a madden bond, he'll say, he may not be there, God knows, what's the use, telephone may not be all right. Baba, you see. Why don't you see if the telephone is all right or not? Before that only he will give 101 explanations that it may not be all right, it may be something may be wrong. And just labor saving first. That is one of the tricks of the brain. Then this intelligence cheats you all the time. It gives you rationality for everything. Like a person kills his father. You ask him, why did you kill? Why not? He was so old, he was suffering, and I wanted to have all the property, so I thought better kill him. Like Queen Victoria became very old, so her son was to think that I'll never become a king if this lady goes on like this. So the brain starts giving lots of explanation and cheating. Because rationality. It gives rationality, and rationality is nothing but ego or your conditioning. Your ego tells you, no, this is not good. So you stick on to that point. This is not good. Then another can ask you why it is not good. I think it is not good, so I think. Or like some say, I believe, but why? But in Sahaja Yoga, answer is simple. Why do you do it? I enjoy it. What's the next answer? Why are you worried? I am enjoying it. Now the people who also say like that, because of their conditionings, oh, I am enjoying it. Somebody will say, I enjoy my drink. Somebody can say, I enjoy my going to the church. Sometimes I say, going, something else. It's like that. They are enjoying something, which according to Sahaja Yoga, we can never enjoy. But that enjoyment is not collective. That is not supported by anyone. For example, somebody says, I enjoy drinking. Nobody has erected any temple or any statue of a man who drinks. Have you seen anywhere in the whole world? So though he may say that I enjoy, it has no sanction from the society. People can say, I enjoy stealing. People can say, I enjoy killing. But it is very arbitrary, it is very individual, and never supported by the society, even by the modern society. And there's always reaction to it. But Sahaja Yoga is not like that. When you say, I enjoy, you say it because you have no ego and you have no conditionings. It's a different situation. Because now the Sahasrara is opened. So on one side your ego has gone down, another side your conditioning is finished. You are no more conditioned. Like you talk to a Catholic. So I started talking about Christ. Immediately said, Mother, now please. I said, I'm talking about Christ, not about Catholicism. Talking of Christ, why are you frightened about? Mother, we shouldn't become Catholic again, that's why we are worried about. Baba, Christ never started Catholicism. So much so, they have developed a kind of a deconditioning of their minds. That they start seeing that whatever these people have done so far was wrong. And that whatever I have done so far was absolutely wrong, and I'm not going to do it. It's a very common thing. I have seen the people who have worshipped Christ prefer to worship Ganesha. And those who have worshipped Ganesha prefer to worship Christ. Just the same. The name is different, but just the same. But they like it. Because Christ means the priest, the confessions, rosaries, and also cemeteries. So they don't want to have. These conditionings itself start showing their own forms, like devils, and Sahaja Yogis want to avoid. Oh, I have nothing to do with them. I remember in the beginning, we had 6-7 hippies from England, and they had come to Rauri. We were having a program. And there were 5-6 real hippies. These were hippies became Sahaja Yogis. Real hippies came to the program. I was just sitting like this, and suddenly they said, oh no. I said, what has happened? I started. as if some snake has entered or what has happened. They were hippies. But with this deconditioning of the conditions, they just couldn't bear those same hippies that they were coming inside. Because you start seeing clearly, very clearly, that all these conditionings had blinded us completely and it's misled us into a wilderness. Of course, about ego, in the West, people are extremely conscious. There was a leader's wife. I said, why don't you help your husband? She said, Mother, I'm worried about my ego. I said, why? If I start doing some work, this ego might develop again, so I'm rather worried. They are so conscious of it that this ego should not come back. One fellow who came to me, and I was talking to him, then he just ran away. I said, what happened? She said, no, those people who go close to mother always develop very bad ego. I don't want to be there close for with her. So, it's such a mind that sees madness, that sees insanity, that sees immaturity, it sees vulgarity, it sees deceit, hypocrisy, everything so clearly. And in that state, he gets confused and quite upset, wants to run away from it. Then we have some Sajogis who have such problems, who come to Sahaja with problems. Then these people see them with these problems that are still continuing. Now the Sahasrara doesn't want to accept it. It's terrible. I was like him. No more. Me, I don't want to be that. So they abhor the person who was just like them. They just can't bear him. They just can't tolerate. Then I would say, still, you have to grow. You have to grow. Your Sahasrara has to be cleansed out at such a speed, at such a level and stage, that like soap cleanses everything, it should cleanse everything else. Should not be afraid of anything. Should not have any worry about the conditionings of others or ego of others. That is the state now we have to reach. Today is the Sahasrara day, is the 23rd Sahasrara day. And I shouldn't expect much. I don't want to say anything much about it. But I wish and I hope that all the 1,000 petals of your Sahasraras will be so cleansed that you will never catch from anybody, you will never be frightened of anybody. You will be masters of all kinds of curatives, and also you will be the one who can give solace, peace to others. You will be the one who will be organizing programs outside. You will be the one who will be responsible for Sahaja. And when that happens, then we can see that these 1,000 petals of the Sahasrara have opened out.
Let us try to feel both our palms and the top of our head, Sahasrara, at the same time. We just witness. We witness the effect of Sri Mataji's vibrations on our subtle body. Let us place our left hand on the right Swadhisthana. Attention goes inside. Shri Mataji, please purify my attention. Shri Mataji, please make me aware that I am pure attention, pure spirit. And we feel that we are empty inside. This state of emptiness is because we have no ego left. We just witness. We place our left hand back on the lap and enjoy the silence of our pure attention. There is no reaction because there is no ego. Then we place our right hand on our left nabi and our attention goes deep inside. Shri Mataji, You are here in my Nabi chakra as peace. Please let me feel the peace of the spirit in my Sahasrara. Let us raise our right hand on the left heart and our attention goes deep inside our heart. There is peace in our heart. There is silence in our heart. And what else do we feel here? We feel a very subtle joy. Shimataji, please make me feel the pure joy of the Spirit. Make me aware that I'm pure joy. This pure joy is more powerful than the satisfaction of ego. As it is eternal, it doesn't come and go. Joy is there. We bring our right hand back to our lap and try to feel our left heart and Sahasrara at the same time.
Recording in progress.
And we become aware that the joy from our heart is moving slowly upwards on the left side and reaches our Sahasrara. And this joy opens itself like a flower, covering the whole brain. And we are aware that our brain is cool, filled with vibrations. There is no thought and no reaction. We just enjoy. And now we become aware that the cool vibrations of our Sahasrara are spreading outside, above our head. We no longer are aware of the body, we are just aware of the vibrations above our head. Shimadaji, please allow me to dissolve my consciousness into your being. We are empty. There is nothing but consciousness, pure peace. while dissolving ourselves into the being of Shrimataji, we become one, all together. We feel like never desiring anything else. There is no desire left. We just enjoy. We have no bounds. We are just merged into Nirananda, pure joy. Shrimataji, please let this pure joy blossom in the hearts of all the seekers. The last Mahamantra. Om Amida Saksha Shri Ankhi Saksha Shri Sahasrara Swami Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirvana Devi Namo Namaha. And we feel the effect of this mantra on our Sahasrara. A very subtle strength is manifested there. Shrimadaji in this state that words cannot describe, we feel grateful. You have given us peace and bliss and harmony. Thank you, Shrimadaji. And please let us enjoy this beautiful state throughout the day without ego, without conditionings, being the pure spirit, the witness of the world, the witness of this body, of the mind and emotions. Please, Shrimadaji, make us not to involve in worldly matters. Please give us the power of the witness. Please, Shrimadaji, let us slowly open our eyes. Enjoy Mother's presence in the picture. And let us all bow down with a heart filled with gratefulness. Raise our kundalinis, high them up strongly, and take Bhajan. Thank you for joining this morning meditation. Have a very nice and peaceful day. Jai Shri Mataji.
सहस्त्र कमल उजागर है माँ, सहस्त्र कमल उजागर है माँ, सहस्त्र कमल उजागर, सहस्त्र पंखुड़ियां प्लावित करना निर्मला माँ, निर्मला माँ दिल में आना रे मैया आना रे, निर्मला माँ दिल में आना रे मैया आना रे, हृदय कमल खिलाना रे मैया आना रे, सहस्त्र कमल उजागर है माँ, सहस्त्र कमल उजागर, सहस्त्र पंखुड़ियां प्लावित करना निर्मला माँ, निर्मला माँ दिल में आना रे मैया आना रे, हृदय कमल खिलाना रे मैया आना रे, निर्मला माँ दिल में आना रे, हृदय कमल खिलाना रे, ओ निर्मला माँ दिल में आना रे, निर्मला माँ दिल में आना रे। शिवपुरी की स्वामिनी तुम आत्मा सहस्त्रार ले आना, आत्मा सहस्त्रार ले आना शिवपुरी की स्वामिनी तुम आत्मा सहस्त्रार ले आना, आत्मा सहस्त्रार ले आना, सहस्त्र शक्ति प्रज्वलित करके, सहस्त्र शक्ति प्रज्वलित करके, चक्रों में मेरे समग्र कलाना निर्मला माँ, निर्मला माँ दिल में आना रे मैया आना रे, हृदय कमल खिलाना रे मैया आना रे। सहजियों की शुद्ध कामना, आत्मा अद्वैत बन जाना, आत्मा अद्वैत बन जाना सहजियों की शुद्ध कामना, आत्मा अद्वैत बन जाना, आत्मा अद्वैत बन जाना, माया का पर्दा मातू हटा के, माया का पर्दा मातू हटा के, निरानंद की गंगा बहाना निर्मला माँ, निर्मला माँ दिल में आना रे मैया आना रे, हृदय कमल खिलाना रे मैया आना रे, सहस्त्र कमल उजागर हृदय कमल की